All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Mayum coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and this truth and sincerity. Slack. And just want to do a quick video. I was up reading this article here off the World Economic Forum, and it's entitled "Cybersecurity Says Global Financial Stability at Risk Due to Cyber Threats. The IMF Warns. Here's what to know." And this came out on the 15th of this month, so not too long ago. But I haven't got done reading this whole thing, and they got several articles. Well, I'm almost pretty much done. Only got a couple more sections here to go, but they got a few reports that they did come out with on this. All right. And Lord's will, I'll put the description or the link to this article here. And I'm just gonna, the Spirit just hopped on me. Like I said, I haven't finished the full thing here, but Spirit just hopped on me to just go ahead and just start or to do this lesson, because as we continue to move closer to Esau's agenda, all right, which is to bring about an image of the beast. As a matter of fact, let's start off with that. All right, in Revelations chapter 13, as we move towards Esau's image of the beast, which is this NWO, all right, a new world order, a new way of living. It's lucky. A new way of world governance. All right, we're starting to see more so-called threats popping up. All right, and this is all a part of Esau's thoughts, his intentions. Okay, and really this article is really redundant. They kind of go over the same things over and over. As I was reading, they kind of keep saying the same buzzwords: threats, cybersecurity threats, financial sector threats, which there's a reason why Esau is, these lower level luminaries are pushing out this idea of the financial sector being at risk, and how that's really the main cause for concern. And as we read in this article, or as I said, Lord's will, I'll put the link up for y'all that are interested in reading. You can. It talks about, and here it is. It says, moreover, experts warn that for the wider financial sector, major attacks could undermine confidence in the system, disrupt critical services, and this is a key point here, and spill over to other sectors. So there you go. There's the tying in of everything else, because through the buying and selling through that financial sector, all right, through banking, is how everything is connected. All right, you want to be able to build a home, you have to have money in the bank to transfer over to to a contractor. All right, you want to build a car, you have to have money to buy the raw materials to then mold into the panels, to make an engine, to put the parts together. You have to have, everything goes back to these financial sectors, which is why Amshahil, however the hell you pronounce his name, the father of the Rothschilds, all right, going back to the 1800s, he said, what? I care not about the laws. He said, give me control of the money, and I care not who's in charge, man. Why? Because the money controls everything. As a matter of fact, let me take this this video inside, as it's getting a little hot out here. Just bear with me as I move this inside. It's starting to get a little hot. Crazy. 10 o'clock in the morning, just sitting in the shade, you start to sweat. It's ridiculous. But yeah, man, everything is moving towards Esau's agenda. All right. The fear that he's instilling in people, all right, is first and foremost through this finance, because that's what everybody is concerned about. Everyone is concerned about money, money this, money that. I don't have enough money for this. How can I protect myself from my bank? What if my bank gets and becomes insolvent? What am I gonna do with that money that they lose? So on and so forth. So it's of no surprise that they're harping so much on the financial sector being a major issue when it comes to cybersecurity. All right. And as we move forward, those of you that have eyes to see and ears to hear, we see that the solution for the safety, the protection of what you so-called have under your name is going to be through what is known as in the scriptures the MOTB, or the mark of the beast. All right, which is a RFID microchip that will be introduced into the world, and already has been introduced, really, because you have people who already have this. All right, as a form of what's it called? A form of basically a solution for all these cyber attacks. And even then, all right, they still have this so-called threat of you being able to be hacked. All right. But what greater way than to have a chip inside of you that has all your information that no one can steal? Because how can you get information from someone when it's all tied to that one chip that's inside of them? All right. The server. All right. So let's start off here in this Revelation 13, and let's read this real quick, because again, the financial sector, the reason why they keep harping on this is because this is the main issue. This is what is going to cause both small and great, rich and poor, to receive this thing. All right. So let's read this in Revelation 13, and I'll start at verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." And this is why, you have certain people that come out with certain information and then they disappear. You never hear about these guys, or you end up seeing them on the news as dead. Somehow, some way, this person had a heart attack, or it was an unknown cause of death, but this person was in their 30s or in their 40s. Because hey, man, if you're not with this system and you're causing a disruption to the system, all right, Esau Edom's got to take you out of the way. All right, because you're causing light to be shined on his darkness. All right, and this is again why the scriptures tell us, man, to wake up out of thy sleep, man, because this is the shit that's being done, underneath your noses, so to say. Okay, it says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond." So everybody. And matter of fact, let's go into this word "cause" here in the blue letter. All right. Revelation 13 and 16. I'll read it again, and then we'll go into that word. "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Let's get first this word "cause," and he causes. Poeo. And it says to make, with the names of things made, to produce, to be the authors of, to make ready, to produce, to acquire, to put one forth, to make one do something, cause one to. Okay, to do, to act rightly, to carry out, to execute. All right, but the main point here, all right, is to cause people to, all right, to make people do something. So what better way to make people do something than to give them the illusion of being left out, which is why this peace and safety is being pushed out here so much. Okay, because the fear of being left out of society is something that drives and motivates people. That's why everybody wants to carry out the same plans. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to make something of themselves to leave behind some form of legacy. Okay, which is, a common, a common theme, throughout all ages. All right, not just this era that we're living in now, but the way that Esau Edom has structured society today, the majority of the people are at the very bottom, and your thoughts and plans of what you think you're creating to be left behind, okay, for you to be remembered by is really nothing. Okay, and we're getting ready to come into an era where really you're gonna own nothing and be happy about it. You're not gonna have no form of legacy because everything is gonna be controlled. Everything is gonna be digital. Nothing is gonna be real. You're not gonna have real assets. Okay, even deeds to houses are becoming tokenized or digital deeds. All right, so you no longer are gonna have a physical paper stating this is the deed to the house, man, or land or whatever you own. Everything's going to be digital. So at an instant, in a moment, it could be deleted. And it never existed. All right. But now let's go down to this word charagma. All right. In the Greek here. And this is the word mark. And it's charagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. All right. Let's get this word badge. Let's go to online etymology. Badge. It says token wore to indicate the wearer's occupation, especially device worn by servants or followers to indicate their allegiance. There you go, man. You see, a device worn by servants or followers to indicate their allegiance. And that's what this charagma, this mark, is going to brand upon you. Okay? Like it says in this, it says the mark branded upon horses. Right, man. And if you know anything about farming, when you have multiple cattle, okay, for you to identify, your cattle in case they get loose or whatnot, for people to know that, oh, well, this is Billy Joe down the road. This is his cattle. How to get out is through that branding mark. Okay. But this brand that Esau Edom is going to put on you is going to be inside of you. It's going to be a RFID, a microchip, man. A radio, radio frequency identification device. Okay. This is what's being pushed out on the earth, and the way that people are going to be caused to do this is through that peace and safety, man. Through the fear, because there is no greater motivator on the earth than through fear. That's why those of you that are coming to serve the Lord, man, you have to first fear him, man. That is the beginning of everything. The fear of the Lord, because through the fear is how you're going to be convinced. But the scriptures constantly tell us to not fear, this world. Don't fear man. Okay. And that's what the majority of the people on the earth do, is they fear man. They fear that, oh, well, if I don't comply, they'll take my money away. If I don't comply, they can take my house away. If I don't comply, they can do this, they can do that. So they're motivated. They become complacent or compliant to what they're being told through men, instead of listening to the Most High. Because if you do get this thing put inside of you, man, if you get this digital all stamped inside of you, man, hey, you're done. The Most High will destroy you, man. You can read the book of Revelation chapter 14 to find that out. Okay. But it says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And we went into that word badge. It says a device. And that's what's getting ready to be put inside of you, man. A device worn by servants or followers to indicate their allegiance, man. And you're placing the badge, your allegiance, into the hands of this devil, man. Okay, and not the Most High. It says, the Strong's definition says for the word charagma, a scratch or etching, a stamp as a badge of servitude. Okay. Let's get this word there for scratch. Let's look this up. All right, in the online etymology, it says scratch. It says mark or wound slightly on the surface by a scraping or tearing action with something rough, sharp, or pointed. So what's gonna cause this scratch is that needle, man, of how the chip is gonna be inserted in you, or whether you make an incision, you make a small incision and put the device inside of you to slide it just underneath the skin, as it says here, slightly on the surface by a scraping or tearing action. Okay. It says the meaning, relieve skin irritation by a scraping motion with the nails or claws. Okay. So, pretty much something that's going to tear slightly under the surface, man. And what's going to cause that is the karax, which when you go into the root word of the word charagma, and the Greek here is karax, which means what? A pale or stake, a palisade. Okay. It says from karaso, to sharpen to a point. Okay, so there you go, scratch, akin to G1125 through the idea of scratching, a stake, a palisade or rampart. Okay, so to some type of piercing instrument. Okay, that's how this thing is going to be pushed inside of you, man. Okay, so this is what's getting ready to be brought upon the earth, and we keep seeing these things. And who the common folk out here aren't reading the reports from the World Economic Forum. This is Esau writing putting out these articles for people who are so-called in the know, man. Because the modern day, especially here in America, man, the modern day citizen doesn't know shit. The only thing that they're really up on game on is rap beef, sports, and bullshit. The housing market. That's all these people care about, man. They don't really get into the deep understandings of global geopolitics, man. Okay? Of how the world is being run and how the world is being led to a particular fashion. All right? As we read in this article, let me get the section where it was talked about. Let me see if I can find it. And then I want to play a little video they have on here of what this guy is saying. He looks like an Elamite. Let me see here. There's something that they mentioned about policies. Okay, here we go. Yep, and it's a quote from the report, which the report that it's talking about is the IMF's Global Financial Stability Report. And like I said, I haven't gone into that yet. I've just been reading this article. But this is a quote from that article. It says, with the global financial system facing significant and growing cyber risk, policy and governance frameworks to mitigate the risk must keep pace. So what does that tell you? That they got to keep changing things up. They got to keep changing laws, as it tells us in Daniel's, man, that they sought to seek law to change laws and times. Okay, this is what Esau Edom is doing, man. Now we know that Daniel's, I believe it's Daniel 7, it's talking about specifically Antiochus Epiphanes. All right, let me see, where was it? Is it 12? So I could bear with me. Let me try to find this here. I want to say it's 50. All right. Let me just get this. Daniel's 8 and I'll start at verse 24. And again, this is specifically talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, but once again, this Edomite is in power. Antiochus Epiphanes being of the line of an Edomite. They're causing the same things to be done on the earth. All right. Verse 24, Daniel's 8 and 24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully and shall prosper in practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Again, this is specifically talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. If you don't know who that is, then I suggest you go look him up. But again, we can use this precept to identify how it's the Edomites today who are in power are, using the same tactics. Okay, in verse 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace, all right, that peace and safety, shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And ultimately Esau, will be destroyed, man. But this is what he's doing, man. Just as the article said, their policies, all right, the governance frameworks, how things are governed, okay, to mitigate these risks, it has to keep up pace. So they have to keep bringing out new policies, changing up old policies. To do what? To cause his craft, to cause his agenda to prosper, man, which is a complete control over all finances, which in turn is going to spill over, like they said in their own article here, is going to spill over to other industries, man. Let me read that part again. And spill over to other sectors. So just as the threat of cyber attacks on the financial sector can spill over to other sectors, well, guess what? The policy changes, all right? The governance framework changes. All that is going to spill over to all other sectors. Why? Because they have to protect everything, so to say. And this is, again, let's get the precept. I quoted it several times now. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. All right. Verse 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety. So here, hey, we coming out, we changing these things up. We're implementing this new device and we recommend everyone to get it. But it's not really a recommendation, because every place you're going to go to, what that system, those policy changes is going to have spilled over onto. And when you go into that article, one point I want to bring up before I continue is that they mentioned about how the people who are really right now on board with these changes is like the public sector, so to say. So like your governments, okay, but the private sector is falling behind. That small and medium enterprises, as it mentioned, the SMEs, which are your smaller sectors, smaller industry sectors, mom and pop shops, smaller businesses out here, they're not really up to par with these changes. Why? Because the people don't want to go into something that's being controlled by the government, that someone else can have control over. People want to be able to have their own policies in their own stores, but they're pushing out this idea that's you're falling behind. You're becoming more vulnerable the more behind you fall back on. So this is why you're starting to see a lot of these small mom and pop shops closing up, man. Okay, falling behind, or not falling behind, but closing up. You're seeing everything become consolidated. So let me close this door. I don't know why that shit's unlocked. But it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So see, suddenly is the destruction going to come upon you, and the destruction is going to come in the form of Esau's agenda, man, because it's going to be an all-out assault on those that don't want to fall with the program, man. All right. A lot of people, either you're going to be with the system or you're going to be left out, and that fear is going to cause a lot of people to fall to the whims of the devil, man, to the wiles of the devil, and ultimately they will be destroyed, man. Because this devil is a no good for nothing, a lying, scheming, filthy bastard, man. And it's gonna cause a lot of people to die regardless, man. And it's all good because it's all according to the plans of the Most High. All right, but let me play a little bit of this article. Or a little bit of this video. It's only a minute long, so let me just play it. And this is an Elamite. Like I said, it's just a little clip from their website. Fair use. Lord's will, they don't get this flagged or taken down. But so I'm just gonna play this, and Lord's will, this is edifying. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna play it through. Like I said, it's only a minute. But just listen to what this damn dude says, because he's literally speaking about individuals, and the changes that you're gonna have to make is what? Putting this device inside of you, and how the individual is going to be protected through this way, man. You have to make changes to yourself as the individual to protect yourself, man. All right, but let's keep going. Let's play this.
There is not a person on the planet who will not need cybersecurity to protect them.
See, there's not going to be a single person on the planet who's not going to need cybersecurity to protect them. And this is what this article is really going into, and how they need a framework of a new framework of cybersecurity to really bring about a somewhat of an order. Okay, so this is how they're appealing to the people, is that everyone's going to need this. We need to ramp up our cybersecurity and have more control over it so that we can mitigate risk. But really, you're compromising yourself. Okay.
We got to make sure that security becomes an attractive field for people.
See, we got to make sure it's an attractive field, man. People are going to look, it's going to sound good. It's going to be something that people are going to be like, hey, you know what? These guys are right. We need to get it. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a what? A charagma, a badge of servitude, a device indicating your allegiance to. Okay.
All sorts of backgrounds to be able to come in and participate, to enhance it and make it better. Right now, it's an intimidating field. If you don't know much about it, the language that's used, the jargon that's used to communicate what you can do to protect yourself, the complexity of the products that are used, all deter people from coming in. It's kind of like when you go to talk to a couple of doctors about something and you're the patient and you don't know what's going on, and doctors are speaking in extremely technical terms, and all it's doing is getting you worried. I think we have to get to simple language for every user across the planet, because
we need to get to a simple language for every user. So let's make this, let's make it as simple as possible so that people can understand why they must get this. It's for your own safety. It's for your betterment. It's for your own good that you get this, and here's why. In simple terms, but really it is not as simple as you think, because you're really selling yourself. Okay, you're giving yourself over to the devil. All right.
Absence of that, you will not get the best minds to work on this problem. And the reason that's important is there is not a person on the planet who will not need cybersecurity to protect them.
You see? So again, man, they're tying everyone into this. This is going to be something that's going to affect everyone, not just this country or that country or developed economies or undeveloped. No, it's going to affect everyone. So everyone needs to be on board with this. Again, this is Esau's agenda. This is what it's leading towards, man. And hey, man, we're nigh at that door for things to be, to move forward, man. So I'm going to go ahead and close out there. Like I said, I haven't finished this article. Spirit just hopped on me to go ahead and just do this. But hey, man, it's high time to wake up out of thy sleep, man. These things are being done right before you. And the longer that you keep yourself blinded to what's being done on the earth, man, the closer you are to your death, man. All right. So, hey, with that, Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, the great millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and his truth and sincerity. With that, I say shalom.